All right, welcome back. I am out in the wild. Today we're having our power upgraded, which means they have to turn the power off to the house. This is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. It's going to be like 7.5 hours, so that's why there haven't been any more uploads. For a news video, I don't have a board out here. I have this, so there you go. You guys want to scan through and see what the topics of today are. This is actually on an envelope, so there you go. All right, so Darnell Nurse has been fined $5,000 for the hit on Burrows last night. Not a real surprise that ended up being a fine. It was a late hit. It was at the horn. You've got to, basically set a line somewhere. So, yes, it's a laughable number considering how much money Darnell Nurse makes, but what else are we going to see from Department of Player Safety? I also will say this. I don't think that warranted a suspension either. So, anyways, so that's done. The Winnipeg Jets, Mark Scheifele, Josh Morrissey, and Adam Lowry all get A's for alternate captains this year. Of course, it is noteworthy that Blake Wheeler, who was the captain last year, not even wearing an A this year. In terms of where he is in their lineup, he looks to be on the second line from practices. They also waived Tony Nato today, so Tony Nato, the plan is to send him to the Moose. We'll see if he clears. He should. At this point, so many teams are in cap trouble. I don't think Tony Nato's a guy that a team is necessarily going to go out and pick up and then have to waive somebody themselves, right? Last night's game between Toronto and Montreal, of course. Montreal fans much happier with the result than Toronto fans. A lot of panic out there regarding Matt Murray. It's a little early. Murray's been a hot and cold goaltender his entire career. And I remember making videos when he was in Pittsburgh about how, yes, he's on a cold streak, but he's going to get better, and then he would. So maybe he does. Now, it is, of course, worthy to point out that he didn't have a great year with Ottawa last year either, or the year before. But hey, new surroundings, maybe that helps him. And for Keefe to say that last night was unacceptable, cool. We'll see how they bounce back tonight against Washington, right? Bo Horvat's agent, and talking to Rick Dhaliwal and basically being heard by Canucks fans, makes it sound like Horvat isn't close to an extension with the Canucks, and that there's a lot of negotiating still to be done, and basically that it's a matter of who blinks first. So it's not great news if you want to see Horvat stay in Vancouver, which I do, but at this point it looks like the extension, it's just not there right now. We'll see if that changes. Things can change fast. Remember JT Miller. Last night's first game for Boston, of course, the check line was the story. With Marchand out, this means that, of course, you can't put together the perfection line, but now Pasternak's back with Krejci. We know they have natural chemistry with one another, and it seems to work with Zacha as well. So Zacha fit in quite well last night. We'll see if it continues to be a good story and how well they play, but so far, so good. It is only one game. I'm saying it before somebody else says it. Sidney Crosby, in tonight's game, he will begin his 18th season playing for the Pittsburgh Penguins. That's a new record. Mario Lemieux played 17 seasons with the Pittsburgh Penguins. So for Crosby, long career in 1,108 games played, which is the most for any Penguin or anybody in a Penguins uniform, I should say. And it is remarkable considering, 2011? We were looking at his career and saying, is he going to play a full season? Are concussions going to end his career? It has been absolutely just nothing short of miraculous what's happened to him since those concussions, that he does get injured, but it's not usually a head injury. And yeah, he's been able to play 1,108 games with the Penguins, so good on him. The Sabres released the list of individual goal songs picked by players. I'm going to say, as a Canuck fan, that can be hit and miss. I got to watch. There's chestnuts falling out of that tree. I got to watch myself. That's a viral moment if one of them hits me on the head. I've just been wondering, what's that noise? As chestnuts falling out of the tree. So the Sabres, with their individual goal songs, they can be really hit and miss. I do know that there will be certain songs that fans say, really? I Want to Dance with Somebody. Is that the one it is for Jeff Skinner? I just, I don't know. I don't know how many of these are like seriously guys saying these are my favorite songs, and how many this is stupid. I'm going to pick the most ridiculous song possible. And if Skinner has a 40-goal season, Sabres fans are going to get to know that song really, really well. So yeah, we'll see how all that shakes down. Fishin' in the Dark is the song for Tage Thompson. That gets played a lot in bars, so yeah, we'll see how it all goes. I mean it should be fine, right? Shouldn't be a problem. Anyways, Matheson's been placed on IR by the Montreal Canadiens. Mike Matheson, of course, added from the Penguins in the offseason. The good news is they had Schooneman in the minors. They called Schooneman up. Looking forward to seeing how he fits in. And while Montreal won that game last night, I don't think that changes the expectations because it is just one game. If you're a Habs fan and it's changed your expectations, let me know. Hey, I know Suzuki and Caulfield, absolutely dynamic forwards. I haven't seen anybody trash talking Suzuki today. I'm known as a big Suzuki fan, and I do see that with, why do you like Suzuki? You guys just trash. Not last night, and not since Marty St. Louis took over. Kent Johnson was called up by the Columbus Blue Jackets, who were able to send Jet Greaves, one of the best names in hockey, back down to the minors. He was an emergency call-up because Merzlikins was under the weather. Tarasov took the loss last night. I thought Tarasov looked okay, but with Kent Johnson coming back up, while that's good news if you want to see him as a rookie, the bad news is Patrick Laine's out. He's being evaluated today. At this point, as far as I can tell, out here in the wilderness, I don't know. I don't know how long he's going to be out. I haven't seen him out here, so that's good news. He's not in the trees around here. But yeah, Laine got hurt last night, and that was not long after he got his first goal of the season. So Laine's looking to have a big year. I've seen predictions of 40. I've seen predictions of 50 goals. He can hit it. He absolutely can. The consistency's always been the issue with Laine. With Goudreau and Jenner as his line mates, he absolutely can hit 50 goals, but now he's injured and we don't know for how long. And last but not least, the Philadelphia Flyers have opted to waive Lena Sandin for the purpose of a contract termination. So, Lena Sandin, of course, the brother of Rasmus Sandin, odds are he's going to sign a contract or may already have an agreement in place to go over to Europe and play there instead. Probably didn't want to play for the Phantoms and wanted a chance to play in a higher league. And if he's not going to play in the NHL, he might as well do that at home. So that's my guess anyways. I also want to throw in here too at the end here that there were conversations about my picks for awards, and I saw people saying no Calder. I left the Calder out on purpose because when the Calder Trophy, and I wanted to do a video today and I'm not going to have time now with the electrical work being done at the house, but the Calder Trophy is one of the most difficult to handicap because almost every team will have a rookie that fans are really convinced is going to be a contender for the Calder. I actually did a podcast last night where I talked about this too. And so it gets really dicey when it comes to the Calder. So I know in order for the Calder Trophy to be discussed, I need to have a lot of names on the board. So I can't just put like, here's 5 guys who might win it. I know that means there'll be at least 20 more mentioned in the comments. Well, what about this guy? What about this guy? So it needs to be a more in-depth board for that, a little bit more in-depth video. We'll see if I get the power back, if I have time to do that before tonight's games. Remember, there's 10 games tonight. So yes, I'm stressing out about the fact there's 10 games tonight, and I don't have power right now, and I'm not watching 10 games on my phone. It's not happening. I'm not using that much data when we just need the power back. It should be back in time for the games. I've got my fingers crossed with that, but I'm using my phone, which means I'll upload this using data and all that fun stuff. But hey, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I mean, beautiful scenery around me and all. Take that, Kevin Weeks. But hey, anyways, thank you guys so much for all your support. Early in the season, so you're going to get your electrical upgrade. It might as well be before, like, at least it's not like trade deadline day or something major, right? So anyways, there you go. Thanks for all your support. It means a ton, and I will talk to you again soon.